Hmm. I'm not a beauty YouTuber. I don't know why I did that. It just was fun. It looked cool. I always wanted to do it. Okay, got the wiggles out. Hey, it's Glennie. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to talk about self-love. So, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about, self-love. I know that you've been hearing all about self-love this, self-care that, all over the place. It's like the internet's new buzzword, right? Everybody is trying to care for themselves and love on themselves. So today, we're gonna go deep into the self-love territory and talk about what it is and how it looks like. First things first, what is self-love? What does it mean? What does it encompass? So, self-love is having high regards for yourself when it comes to your happiness and your well-being. And your well-being includes your spiritual, your physical, your emotional, and your mental health. Okay? So those four things contributes to your self-love. And adding to that, it also involves taking care of your needs first instead of sacrificing for other people. And I know there's a couple of y'all out there that put your needs to the side and try to be there for everybody, but no, that is not self-love. And notice that I said needs, not wants. Your needs is what's necessary, and your wants is just something that's not necessary. So how does self-love look like? It involves having healthy boundaries, prioritizing your needs before everyone else, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, knowing what you do and don't like, and forgiving yourself. So how do all of this go together when it comes to loving on yourself, right? Well, knowing what you do and do not like, okay? Once you learn what you do and do not like, it'll be easy for you to set healthy boundaries and prioritizing yourself in your life. Once you know that, you know what you're gonna accept and what you're not going to accept when it comes to the treatment of you. And you'll be able to notice toxicity a mile away. Notice those red flags a mile away because you're trusting yourself and you know what you want and you know what you don't want. So you're not gonna allow that back into your life, right? And that's where you create healthy boundaries. Without boundaries, people can just walk all over you and do whatever it is that they want to you without you knowing and realizing that, hey, that's not cool. That's not something that you should do or how you treat me. I deserve better than that, you know? I'm a big proponent when it comes to healthy boundaries. Some people might think having boundaries may be a little selfish, but I don't see it that way. I see it as protecting yourself and loving on yourself because you know what you want in your life and you know what you don't want in your life. An example of a healthy boundary. Let's say you meet this person and they seem great, they're funny, they're cute, whatever, blase, blase, blah, right? But when you guys get into a disagreement, they end up yelling at you. And one thing you don't like is people yelling at you, right? So there, at that moment, you can say, hey, I don't appreciate you yelling at me when we're having a disagreement. That is something I do not like. And if this person continues to do so, that's where you insert your boundary and say, hey, I'm not gonna deal with this because I know what I like and I know what I deserve, right? You deserve to not be yelled at. So within boundaries, Sometimes people are going to take offense to it, but let them take offense to it, because you're prioritizing yourself first. And if they cannot understand why you have this type of boundary and disrespect you, you're able to be picky in that moment and release them from your life, right? Because you're loving on yourself and you expect other people to respect that. And once you're able to have these boundaries and able to implement these boundaries, because one thing about that, it's hard to implement boundaries when you have outside influences affecting that. But once you're able to do that, that creates trust that you have within yourself. When you trust yourself, you'll trust your intuition. And trusting your intuition is an amazing thing. You'll be able to spot the toxicity. You'll be able to spot some red flags. You'll be able to spot if that person belongs in your life or not. You know, your intuition, your gut feeling can tell you everything about that. And the more that you practice your boundaries, the more that you're prioritizing yourself, your intuition is just going to grow for the better for you. And that way you're prioritizing your needs before anyone else. You have to be able to know what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel secure, and implement that in your everyday life. But also know this. Going down this journey, this path of learning to love yourself, you also need to be able to forgive yourself. You are a human being that makes mistakes. I find that it's easier to forgive other people for things they've done to us, but it's not that easy to forgive yourself. You know, we are our biggest critics, and sometimes you just need to cut yourself some slack. Give yourself some grace. In my last video, I did talk about forgiving yourself, and that is one thing that's going to be a common theme when it comes to healing and moving forward and looking for your happiness. You can't keep this black cloud over your head when it comes to forgiving yourself. You know, you're able to forgive this person, your partner or whoever, your ex, 10,000, 50, 11 times. But when it comes to yourself, you cannot. Why is that? Why is that? Do you not also love yourself? Do you not think you deserve grace? You are worthy. You are worthy of all of that. You are worthy of second chances, third chances, fourth chances. This is your life, and you want to live the best life that you can. All right? And that starts with loving yourself. Okay? When you do that, that's going to bring more peace and more happiness into your daily life, because you're allowing things in your life that makes you happy and not miserable. You know, one thing I do know, misery loves company, and you don't need to surround yourself with people like that, okay, or situations like that. And this applies to not just romantic relationships. This could apply for friendships and family relationships. You know, there are people out there that look for people who have low self-esteem, that do not love themselves, so that they can manipulate and take advantage of them. You are not going to be one of them. When you keep yourself to such a high regard, it will be so hard for other people that you don't want in your life to penetrate that. That leaves the toxicity out the door. And that brings in peace and happiness into your life. For me personally, I do have boundaries. I do know what I like and what I don't like. And what I don't like is not allowed in my world. It's not allowed. I've learned that when you instate boundaries, people tend to not like that, because they want to walk all over you, gaslight you, manipulate you. But they can't do that when you know yourself. They can't do that when you know what you deserve and what you are worthy of. You need to advocate for your spiritual, your mental, your emotional, and your physical well-being. when all four is accomplished, just imagine how your life will change. And imagine who would be left in your life, right? People are going to drop, okay? People are going to drop out of your life because they don't like when you put boundaries around yourself, or, you know, stipulations, rules in order to communicate with you. I've been there and I've done that. And even till now, people are still dropping like flies because I'm able to see what it is that they have for me. I'm able to see the manipulation and the gaslighting from a mile away because no, you're not gonna bring that misery into my life because I don't like it and I don't want it, and I know I deserve more than that. I deserve to live my best life without any negative outside influences. And this is hard. This is hard work. You know what they call this type of work? Shadow work, okay? Because you're getting deep. You're facing your trauma. You're facing what you don't like. You're facing yourself. You know, you're being real with yourself. What is it that I want out of life? Okay? And you're pouring into yourself. Finding self-love is less drama, is less toxicity, it's less manipulation, it's less misery, you know, because you have such great love for yourself that you do not want anybody or anything to come into your life and mess that up, because you know what you deserve. If you like what you heard today, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe so that you can see more from me for future videos. And also leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Are you on your self-love journey? Are you ready for your self-love journey? What is holding you back from loving on yourself? Let me know.